Yo guys, Chrono ZYT, let's talk boxing.
AJ versus Miller.
Here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yes, big baby, this big fat guy from New York City, from Brooklyn. Amazing boxer, he's got really fast combinations and he's not the best mover, but he can damn well take a punch. We've got AJ, the G from Watford, the British hope, the Olympic star, the unified champion, the guy that wants to become the undisputed like Lennox, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony AJ Joshua.
How do these two fare up in a fight? Obviously, let's start off with the credentials, you know, what both people can put onto the plate right now. And AJ, for example, has Dylan White, another G from Britain. Yeah, Brixton guy. He's a serious tough nut. Knocked him out in the 7th round. Klitschko, the dominant world champion, half of the Klitschko brothers, the G Vladimir, knocked him out. Joseph Parker, a scary guy. Everyone thought he was a beast. He'd never been dropped, nothing. Beat him on points easily. Carlos Takam, a well-schooled boxer, really good fight. He even damaged Anthony Joshua's nose, but still beat him easily. Maybe the stoppage was a bit controversial, but he was in control. Povetkin, the Russian G, he's also an Olympic star. He's got great credentials as well. Only lost to Vladimir Klitschko. Great fighter, knocked out David Price. Like, what? Mad beast. Shit, man. Anthony Joshua knocked him out. Mad, fam. That's probably the top 5 fighters that Anthony Joshua has faced. He's beaten them really convincingly, all 5 of them. We're talking top 5, yeah? Baby Miller, big Baby Miller. He's beaten George Washington, a fringe contender, in my opinion anyway, by big Baby Miller. He just got smashed in my opinion. I think he got stopped or he got knocked out. Miller also fought. Wait, who has he fought? Okay. Alright, so this actually got really peak. I need to check out Jarrell Miller's credentials again, because I don't remember who this guy fought. Shit. Alright, I'll go here. Marius Wack, a tough nut who takes a lot of good punches and he's still standing. A really massive guy as well. He stopped him. Yeah, that's Marius Wack, George Washington. Johann duhaupas, that guy that knocked the shit out of, who was it again? He knocked out some guy in it. I forgot who he was. Johann duhaupas is a really good fighter. He also gave Deontay Wilder trouble until he got knocked out. And then he also got knocked out by Povetkin. But that was like not here or there because I think he took the fight in like 1 day's notice. Actually, I think that's pretty much 3 big guys that I would say that are respectable out of his whole record. Thomas Adamek, I guess, yes, he was alright, you know, but yeah, Johann duhaupas definitely, George Washington and also Marius Wack. Alright, so we've got both of their credentials. Obviously Anthony Joshua is the one with the better credentials and he's the much more proven fighter. But Baby Miller, his style and this matchup is more interesting and it does actually stop this from being a foregone conclusion of how the fight will go, because Baby Miller is a pressure fighter. He's actually really fast with his punches, and if he can take Anthony Joshua's punches, he could just end up mauling Anthony Joshua after a couple of rounds, because as we know, Anthony Joshua does have some stamina issues. You know, when he gets tired, he's in trouble. And I think if Miller can take the punches and, you know, use his weight advantage, because man is like 300 pounds.
Shit.
You know that his physical presence could be a factor for him and could be an advantage. You know, he'll be obviously the more heavier man, probably the more physically more dominant in his weight advantage being there. He could, you know, push Anthony Joshua around a bit more, maybe push him onto the ropes, maybe, you know, stop him from keeping all the range and stuff because of his weight, and he can just keep plodding through. Unless obviously he can't take Anthony Joshua's punches, and then he'll probably be stopped in like 3 rounds or something. But if that's not the case, that's where the fight really does get interesting, because what would he do if Miller doesn't go after like taking all these big punches? What if he just keeps coming? What if he's going with really fast combinations and actually putting pressure on Anthony Joshua? Does he regroup? Does he have a plan B? Does he have the tools to put Miller away in a different way to how he usually boxes, how he can take on the pressure? And considering this is in America, his first fight in America, something can throw him off, just even the crowd being, you know, more heavily on Miller's side, or, you know, being very vicious, really shitting on the British guy, which you would expect. You know, there could be a bit of nerves. You know, performance issues happen a lot in boxing, and, you know, you never could know how the fighter really feels until you see him in the ring and you see what happens when he's boxing under this pressure, under the atmosphere and stuff. So there's also a lot of factors to take in. You know, he is human, there is going to be a bit of nerves. Baby Miller as well, he always talks about being an underdog, so I think the pressure won't be that much on him. If he goes in just thinking he's the underdog, then there is no pressure because he's got nothing to lose. Anthony Joshua does. So right now he's obviously showing a brave face, and he's obviously, like, you know, calm and he's cool. You know, that's how AJ always is. Obviously Miller pushed him in NYC. That was kind of insane. I don't know why he would do that. He had no incentive to do that, but you could see that he wanted to get something out of AJ, and I think he kind of succeeded a little bit. Miller's been saying and stuff, you know, I think he's gotten under AJ's skin just a tad bit, you know, especially the fact that freaking AJ's been saying he wants to reconstruct his face. AJ saying things that he don't usually say, like, you know, I'll be the landlord to your mum or some shit like that, you know, saying some crazy shit back, and, you know, that's not usually AJ's style, so it was kind of interesting. So he might have actually got him riled up a bit and was successful in pissing off AJ. So with that all said, my final verdict for the fight would be that I believe AJ would do either two things, and I think Miller is one thing. I think he's just going to go in, pressure, take it like any other fight, I believe, and he will go and try to, you know, seek and destroy, like Chisora said against Dillian White. Seek and destroy. But yeah, I think he's just going to go in there, you know, plodding through, plowing through all of AJ's punches and just mix it up. Go in there and just pressure him for 12 rounds even, you know. I don't think he would actually drop AJ. Possible stoppage, but I believe if he was going to win the fight, it would probably be by points, and he would probably, like, out pressure and outwork AJ. That's how I see how Miller would win the fight. Now, on the other hand, I think there's two ways that AJ might take this fight or might win this fight, and how he would approach it. The first is obviously coming out and really putting it on Miller, really sticking, like, with some big punches, and if he's successful, I feel like he might actually really, like, you know, damage Miller really early and possibly knock him out, because Miller doesn't move his head. He hasn't got really the greatest defense, and if he's trying to just come in and plow through, maybe that just gives, you know, AJ the right measure up from distance, jab, right hand, like we see what he did to Charles Martin. You know, he's very accurate with his punches, AJ, and if he just hits you with a sweet, perfect right hand, I feel like most people would go down in the heavyweight division, and I don't see why Jarrell Miller wouldn't. You're freaking human. You're going to feel it, and I feel like if that happens, like, Miller will drop, or he'll get taken out. And the second thing that I think AJ would do is I think he would actually do what he kind of done in the Joseph Parker fight. Try and box smart. Try and just move. Try to, you know, keep him at distance, keep him at bay. Maybe if AJ comes under a bit of pressure, like, I don't know, Jarrell Miller ends up, like, catching him in a corner or really sticking it to him on the ropes, not letting him get through, I feel like maybe then he would like throw some really, like, hard punches and try to get himself out of it, and that's the only time we'll see him proper trade. But I think apart from that, he will try to box smart. I think he'll keep at range, try to keep Miller honest, and yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. And yeah, so my camera's about to die. I think I talked too much in this video. If you like that video, leave a like. If you want me to talk about other matches that are coming up in the future, just leave a comment on the comment section below on what fight you want me to review. And yeah, like and subscribe. Sharing is caring. It's been your boy Chrono ZYT, and I'm